Paris is a city that protects its treasures quietly. Some of them are hidden in museums behind glass, but others, they are more intimate, more human, and they could be found in places like Marché Biron, where history is still allowed to breathe. Marché Biron opened in the 1920s, one of the oldest and most established sections of the Saint-Ouen flea markets. Some people may call it the chic market, not because it tries to be elegant, but because the objects themselves carry a form of elegance no trend can intimate. Here, you don't just walk through aisles, you walk through centuries. One step takes you from Louis XV period to Art Deco, from Empire consoles to mid-century Italian lighting. Every stall feels like a small museum, curated with personal taste, intuition, and the eye of someone who has lived with objects long enough to understand their soul. What I love about Biron is that nothing here is accidental. An antique dealer spends months, sometimes years, building a collection. They don't choose objects, they recognize them. Pieces that survive revolutions, wars, travels, inheritances. Pieces that weren't supposed to last but somehow did. When you speak with a dealer, you notice something else. This world is built on emotion just as much as knowledge. A desk, a commode, a pastel portrait, they're not products, they're chapters in the story of taste. And walking through Biron, you feel how much this city values the quiet power of craftsmanship. The invisible hands who carved, gilded, sculpted. The artisans who worked slowly, obsessively, believing that beauty deserved time. In a world where everything is fast, Biron is the resistance. It teaches you to pause, to look closely, to let your eyes rest on details that were never meant to compete for attention, only to last. Even the silence here feels intentional. The way sunlight touches a gilded mirror, the way velvet absorbs the sound of footsteps, the way an 18th century commode stands gracefully as if aware of its own history. When I film in places like this, I'm reminded of something. Paris isn't just fashion or cafes or monuments. Paris is memory, preserved not by museums alone, by the passion of people who refuse to let beauty disappear. Marché Biron is a conversation between the past and the present. And if you listen closely, you hear how gently the past continues to speak. This is today's entry in my Parisian Journal, a small walk through a market that isn't really a market at all, but a living archive of taste, time, and the quiet elegance that defines the city.